All right, so imagine this. You're just chilling on YouTube, watching a video about, I don't know, protests in the UK or something. Suddenly, YouTube goes, please upload a photo of your face and your ID to continue. Sorry, what? Since when did watching videos online become a government-regulated operation? Well, welcome to 2025, where the UK government passed a law they say is to protect children online. But really, it's doing a lot more than that. This is the story of how a law called the Online Safety Act gave birth to something much, much creepier. So officially, the Online Safety Act passed in the UK is about protecting children from harmful content. You know, things like porn, eating disorders, violence, self-harm. And honestly, those are real issues. No one is saying kids should be seeing that stuff. But here's the thing. The law doesn't stop there. In fact, it gives Ofcom, the UK's communications regulator, massive powers to monitor and penalize content platforms. If a website even potentially exposes children to harmful content without verifying users' ages, boom, multi-million-pound fine, or worse, banned in the UK altogether. What do platforms do when they don't want to get sued into oblivion? They overcorrect, and I mean way overcorrect. Now websites like YouTube, Reddit, Discord, even Spotify are testing things like facial recognition, government ID upload, bank or mobile provider verification, just so you can access the uncensored version of the internet. And who decides what's adult? The government. Apparently, the same people who think emoji use counts as cyberbullying now get to decide if you're old enough to watch a Vice documentary on migrant housing protests. And I get it. Age checks can sound reasonable. But let me ask, who stores that biometric data? Who decides what content needs to be blocked unless you're verified? And real question here, when did we all just agree it was okay to scan our faces to use the internet? So here's where things start getting shady, because this isn't just about porn. Not anymore. Just days after the Online Safety Act took effect, users in the UK started noticing that certain protest videos, especially ones about immigration issues, anti-government rallies, or anything vaguely controversial, were getting slapped with content warnings. You needed to pass an age check to see footage of public protests. Not violent protests, not hate speech, just signs, crowds, dissent. That's not safety. That's control. And here's the part that gives me chills. The law gives the Secretary of State direct power to tell platforms what counts as illegal or harmful. No court, no public debate, just a minister's judgment. Quick explanation. Section 39 of the Act lets the UK government modify codes to change what platforms are expected to remove. This means the government can demand content be taken down even before it's posted. Upload filters can catch and block images and video of protests before anyone even sees them. At that point, you're not filtering porn, you're filtering public discourse, and that's terrifying. Now let's hop on a plane to Australia, which has decided to one-up the UK with its own online safety amendment. Starting December 2025, no one under 16 can have a social media account, like legally. No TikTok, no YouTube, not even a lurker account. How will they enforce this? Same story. AI age detection, facial scanning, upload your government ID, and if the platforms don't comply, they get fined. A lot. This means teens in Australia, even ones doing nothing wrong, will either get kicked off platforms they use every day or be forced to upload ID just to log in. And if you think teens are going to quietly give up their digital lives, I have one word for you: VPNs. This won't protect them. It'll push them into riskier, less regulated corners of the internet. So what is this really about? My take? This isn't about kids. It's about control. Think about it. Governments everywhere are dealing with rising protest movements, migrant unrest, cost of living anger, and all of it is playing out online. These laws aren't a reaction to explicit content, they're a reaction to information control slipping away. We've seen it over and over. Protests in France and India had their hashtags censored. Palestinian activists' videos disappeared midstream. UK protests about immigration blurred and buried behind ID walls. If you control what people see, or make it so annoying to access that most give up, then you win the narrative. And that's what this is. Let me just say this clearly. Yes, children need protection. But protection doesn't mean surveillance. It doesn't mean ID walls, and it definitely doesn't mean censorship of protest footage. If we start normalizing facial recognition, ID uploading, and content filtering in the name of safety, we won't end up with safer kids. We'll end up with a society where no one can speak freely. This isn't a hypothetical future, it's now, and it's spreading. So what do? First, push back. Speak up. These laws can't go unchallenged. In the UK, over 400,000 people have signed a petition to repeal parts of the Online Safety Act. In Australia, journalists, teachers, and youth advocates are all saying this is going too far. Second, understand the difference between child protection and information control. One is necessary, the other is dangerous. And third, educate others. Most people don't know this is happening, and they won't until their favorite app suddenly asks for a passport to show them the news. Look, the internet isn't perfect, but it was built on the idea that information should be accessible, that we could connect, learn, and speak freely. These new laws, they threaten that. Today it's porn and TikTok. Tomorrow it's protest footage, dissenting voices, things they don't want you to see. So the next time someone tells you this is just about protecting kids, ask them, why are they so afraid of us seeing the truth? Thanks for watching. If this video helped you understand what's going on, like it, subscribe for more videos, share it, and talk about it, because that's how we keep the internet free.